Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today I'm doing my third tutorial using the Norvina palette from Anastasia. I asked you guys what color scheme you'd like to see next and y'all said pink, so that's what I did. Make sure you're subscribed and your bell is selected so that you're notified when I upload my next tutorial with this palette, which I'm probably gonna use Soul because I'm dying to use that shade. That's actually what I wanted to do next, but you guys said pink, so that's what I did. But I will link my other tutorials using this palette down below in the description box, and they'll probably also be up here in the cards section. You can just click up at that eye and it will show you the other videos that I would recommend during this video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy and let's get started. Before I jump into the tutorial, I want to show you swatches on my arm. I totally forgot to include this in my last two videos, so here it is, swatches on my skin tone in case you're curious. Head over to Anastasia's Instagram page because they have swatches on multiple skin tones so you can see how these colors would look on you personally. So I really want to do a pinky, kind of like a rosy look today with the palette. I'm first gonna go into the shade Love, this pinky shade here, and the brush that I'll be using is a Smith 232. I don't know why I always forget the numbers of these. I use these every day. I don't know why, but I feel like the numbers confuse me, so whatever. 232. And I'm just bringing it here into the crease of my eyeball, doing little circle motions, holding around the middle of my brush, not too close to the ferrule and not too far away. I'm also gonna bring my mirror up above and look up into it so I can do the bottom lash line. Halo it around. I have powdered my under eye area here so that if I get any fallout, I can just wipe it away. This is gonna be our base shade. I am gonna keep adding more and more to make it more pigmented and more bright and just more apparent, because you can do a nice light wash of this, kind of like how it looks over here. But as you can see, I've built it up on this side to be a little bit darker, you know? So it's just a little bit more apparent. So now I want this to be a little bit more pinky. So what I'm gonna do is switch to a 230 from Smith. You can see the size differences here. This is the first one I was using, and now we're gonna switch to this one. And by doing this, it's just going to make the color even more pigmented, and I'm just using the same one. So I'm going into Love, and I'm just focusing that more into the fold of the eye rather than more broad. This deposits more color on the eye than the previous brush, so the color is gonna go on brighter and more apparent. Bring that underneath. And then I'm gonna go back into that 230 brush with whatever's left on it and kind of blend this a little more so it's more diffused. And by switching up those brushes is how you can get some more dimension, even just by using one shade. I'm now gonna switch into the color Eccentric, which is this more orangey brown shade. And I'm gonna use that same 230 brush, tapping just a little bit of it on the tip of the brush. And I'm going to lightly bring this here in the crease. This is just going to warm it up just a little bit, give us a little bit of a sunset feel. By the way, when I do this on the bottom lash line, I'm really holding far down on my brush. I'm holding it almost to the tip of it, just very lightly wiggling it under there. So now I'm going to do where's my brush? I'm gonna go into this Anastasia A14 brush. This is my favorite pencil brush. It's really short and stiff. So I'm gonna use that with the color Passion, which is this beautiful deep reddish burgundy shade. By the way, when I pick up that color with a brush like this, it's so dense, I don't swirl it in there. I just go pat, pat, and then tap off all the excess. That's all you gotta do. And also with this brush, I'm not going to just like swirl it around on my eye. I'm just taking it and pressing it in here on the eyeball. That will help too, so that you don't get like a lot of fallout and stuff. This will smokify it as well. Get a little smoky action. And then I'm going to grab this brush. This is a Smith 247. This is that brush that's kind of fluffy but flat at the same time. So if you compare it to the 230 from Smith, you can see they're very much the same size. It's just the 247 is more flat on this side. So because of that, because it like tapers like that, I can get in here and blend it the way that this brush would without bringing it out too far, because it is a little bit more flat, a little bit more precise. I can get into little areas and blend out smaller areas while still blending instead of adding a precise color. I hope there it goes. I hope I explained that well, but that's exactly how I love to use that brush. So I am going to use Eccentric with this brush, just on the tip. And I'm gonna bring this like from above and just hit it right there where that passion shade met the crease. And it's just going to help that shade blend into the love shade. The reason I'm kind of tilting my head and coming from this direction is so that when I go this way, I'm not blending it down, I'm just blending it right where it needs to be. I don't wanna hit anything else, and I don't wanna take away that passion color. I just wanna hit it right where I need it so you can get that precise blend action. I hope I explained that well. When I'm doing this step to the left side of my eye, because I'm right-handed, I actually take this and cross it across my body and come like this. I don't come directly from the side and blend it this way because I'll still get a harsh line that way, at least me personally. So I'm gonna go and get in this weird position and go crazy. These are looking so pretty. I do want to cut my lid with concealer. You can skip this step if you want. I just find that when I don't do this with concealer, it's just not as dramatic as I want it to be. And I want this to be a little bit dramatic. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. In one of my videos to cut the lid, I used my Painterly primer from MAC and it just wasn't as harsh as I wanted it to be. So I'm gonna go in with this and my concealer brush. The one that I use is from Anastasia. It's the number 18 concealer brush. This is what I used to prime my eyes with. Look down into my mirror, stamp it where you think, and then look up and it will transfer to as high as you need it to go. And then carry on that line throughout. Okay, so now that's all cut. Pretty much that took me probably 7 minutes to do. So if this looks hard or intimidating, trust me, it's a lot easier than you think it is. Just take your time and take a little bit of product at a time and just work on it and you'll get it down. I do focus more of the product towards the inner corner and right at that crease, and then I drag it in and down and towards this area. So my lighter touches and less product is closer to these outer edges, if that makes sense. So now that that's on there, I'm gonna go into the color Wild Child. This is one of my favorite shades in the palette. I'm gonna be using a MAC 242 brush. It's a flat little brush like this. Spraying it with Fix Plus. You don't have to do this, but with all shimmer shades, I pretty much just use Fix Plus. So there's that. So I'm going to pop that right here on the inner part. And I'm bringing it right to that edge. I'm gonna go into the color Rose Gold, which is right next to it. Spray it with Fix Plus, and I'm popping this in between the Wild Child shade and that deepest shade there. So right there. And then I'm just grabbing a really teeny tiny brush. This is an Anastasia number 3 brush. I think this is like a lip brush or something. I'm gonna use it right here on the very tippity tip of this brush. And I'm gonna take a little bit of Passion, the deep like berry shade, really tap off the excess. I'm gonna go right at that edge there where we cut the lid. And I'm putting my pinky on my nose as like a balance point so that I can be more steady with my brush. If I just go in like this, I'm gonna totally mess this up. So I'm grabbing a little bit, touching my nose. That way I'm more steady and going in there. Trying to make the finest line as possible. I'm gonna use that same number 3 brush from Anastasia. I'm just gonna wipe it clean here. And I'm gonna grab the Dreamer shade, which is the lightest shade right here. And I'm gonna pick it right up on the tip of the brush. Spray that with Fix Plus. I'm gonna go right on that line again, but on the opposite side. So I'm gonna go right on the edge of Wild Child. Just like this. Just kind of like highlights that area. See, don't you think that made it really pop even more? Maybe it's just me, but I can see a really big difference. I feel like it's like, whew. All right, I'm gonna use that same Dreamer color. I'm just not gonna spray it with Fix Plus, and I'm gonna pop it right here on the inner corner of the eyes. And I'm also gonna hit that right up here on the brow bone. So down on the bottom, I'm gonna use my Sigma E15 flat definer brush. It's like this rectangular stiff brush, and I'm gonna use the Passion shade and bring that right at the edge of the lashes. Grabbing a little Eccentric, which is that orangish shade, going right underneath it, kind of help blend that out a little bit. So now I'm just gonna go in with the Inglot Gel Liner in the shade number 77, and I'm using this brush from Sigma. This is the E10, and I'm just creating a wing. I'll link my winged eyeliner tutorial up above. I go over all of my tips and tricks on how I've made it a little bit more easy and simplified. And then I just decided I want to add a little bit of glitter. I haven't used glitter in a long time. So I'm going to use the Junk Show glitter liner from Urban Decay. And I don't exactly know. I think I might just go along the edge there. Just like a little baby touch. I think that like, ooh, that's really pretty. I like that. That just like made the eye look for me. For my lashes, I'm going to be using the Velour Dream Girl lashes because I'm just going through a phase right now where these are just my jam. And then I'm just going to finish off the eye look by applying some mascara. This is the MAC Giga Black Lash, I think. So this is the final look. I love it. I love the pinks and I love the little glitter added in there and stuff. So let me know what colors I should use next from the Norvina palette, and also let me know what videos in general you'd like to see from me. So yeah, that's it. Please subscribe and I'll see you soon. Bye.